I'm going to record this. So I'm trying. Okay, Loralei is on there. There you are. Hello. Hey, honey, can you check and make sure Evan is on too? Because I can't see his number. Where are you at, Loralei? I can't see you. Are you mute? Oh, you're muted. Can I unmute you? Are you like walking?
I am, yeah. I'm just
Awesome.
getting to my hotel room, so.
Yay. All right, cool. Where are you in how do I say it? Tracy, Saskatchewan. Is that how you say it? How do you say it?
Saskatchewan.
Okay, I said it right.
You did.
I got prepped on how to say it before we got started. Really. And so, okay, so now here's another little thing. So you know my sense of humor already because we laugh and joke with each other all the time. But so I've heard it said a couple different ways. Is it pronounced Stokke? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See? Love it. So guys, I'm super excited. I am not going to take, because I have another guest too that I want you guys to hear, and maybe even Loralei will be happy to hear them too. But guys, every single week we have, I just had the privilege, I want to share this with you before we get started. I have had the privilege of going out and teaching Life Vantage Academy this past weekend in Oklahoma City. And guys, it was everyone just gets better and better. We had over 60 people there in attendance. And for those of you that know me very well, I like to ask people questions. And the reason I like to ask people questions is because in the circles of people that we run with, people who are 7, 8, and 9-figure earners, one of my good friends, Alex Charfin, says the person who asks the most questions wins in life. And so Dr. Stephen Tinas, who is a radiologist in Oklahoma there, said, Michael, this was the best Life Vantage Academy we've ever had. And so not just receiving that, I said to him, I asked him a question. I said, Stephen, what made it the best Life Vantage Academy ever? He said the text messages and emails I got the next days and the action that people took. And so I'm just going to tell you what I did. I held people accountable. I said, here's what I want you to do. This was on Saturday. I said, between now and Monday, I want you to text me and tell me the action you took. And so you guys know that 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. And so I got 36 text messages of people who left that room and took action, did follow-up, did new exposure. So I asked Loralei to come on today. And guys, I'm super excited for her to share with you guys. For number one, she didn't expect to be a part of a network marketing company, let alone being able to be the person that she is. And I don't know, for those of you who heard her at the last 2 Life Vantage events, not only did she come out of her comfort zone by doing this business, but she has excelled at becoming that person that God created her and called her to be. That's one thing we've had conversations about, just about what is. And so I'm not going to take, oh, there's her daughter. That's so awesome that you have her on there with you. So I'm not going to take any more of her time. I asked her tonight to talk about 2 things. Number one, I want you guys to hear her story because her story is amazing. And then I follow amazing people. I'm just going to be real with you guys. Like, I like to connect with amazing people. And I told my wife about Loralei when we were in Anaheim, and I heard her talking, and I remember her just grabbing the mic and just like really getting after it, right? Like, she basically said, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I'm coming out of my comfort zone, and my fears are gone. And I remember like it was yesterday, like just the thing she said, how she got people excited, how she got people understanding that I remember her saying, hey, if I can do this, anybody can do this, right? And so she's just ran and ran. First, she was a Pro 6. The next event, she was a Pro 7. And I was like, she did one of the things that Marcel says all the time is do what you say you're going to do, right? Always do what you say you're going to do. And this person has done that. So Loralei, I'm just going to let you tell your story. I just have a lot of respect for you. I'm so glad that God connected us and that I get to let my community of just amazing people hear you. And it gets hundreds and hundreds of people watching on YouTube. And And so I'm excited to hear from you. So I'm just going to let you take it away. There's one other question that I wanted to talk about because I saw an email, and we have a lot of this in common. When you're really good at what you do, which she is, you have companies bombarding you left and right, wanting you to, use their product, give them to your horses, give them to your community, which is what her passion is. And she's like me. We say no. We know where we are and what we're doing. I researched for over 100 different companies, and I know that she's had some opportunities recently that to do other things, and she said no. So I want her to talk a little bit about that. So my friend, I'm gonna mute myself and take my camera off here, and I'm gonna let you take it away because I'm excited for my people to hear about you. So have at it, my friend.
All right. How you guys doing tonight? First of all, I'm sorry. I'm walking around. I am going to be going into an elevator here. So sorry about that. But you guys, I honestly, some of you may know and some of you may not know how amazing this company is. Like Michael said, I have never done any of this before. And it totally not only has helped me financially, but it's changed my life. It's changed my way of thinking. And just the company alone, they're there for you whenever you need them. And honestly, it's things that I maybe lacked a bit in my life. And I had always wondered, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing in my life? And LifeVantage answered it all. And I had no idea how to do network marketing. I had absolutely no idea. But my passion for the product was so beyond that, so beyond the skills of knowing what to do. It was just my passion and my own stories that people could relate to. And that's what makes this particular company so easy to succeed in, is the fact that we have a product that you can truly be so passionate about that people just run to you. What are you doing? I need this. Can you help me? I want to do this with you. Look at your success. Can I have that success? Absolutely, you can.
Tell
Michael,
people, Loralei, tell people like what your real passion is, because one of the things that I really have, I can tell that she is constantly building a brand, because number one, she shared some pictures a couple weeks ago about how she's young already, but she's gotten younger just from taking our products, and she takes a bottle of Protandim and her horses come running. And so why don't you tell people about kind of what you do and that passion that you have for horses and what that's done for you from that perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I say passionate, it's not so much what the product has done for me particularly, it's what it's done for my horses. And I had a couple horses that I had to retire at a very young age. They were no longer sound. And I had tried many things. One of the things which I've tried was product I was offered, Michael, earlier, that I'll get to. But NRF2 gave me my horses back, you guys. So how could I not be passionate about that? Besides my family in the room here, my horses are the most important thing to me in the entire world. And if I can make them healthy, if I can prolong their life, if I can help keep them sound, then I'm going to do that. But I'm going to share that blessing with everybody I know and love and care for. So, the thing that Michael was talking about, being offered something, I was offered to be the main distributor, which is the main warehouse of a equine supplement. And basically, this is huge. This is not an independent distributor. You're the main distributor that holds the entire country's product at your place, and you ship out and send out the product. So you would be getting most of the money from it, right? But I had to turn it down, not because the product isn't great, but because I have something better. And I said to them, how am I supposed to sell this? I'm not going to promote this. I'm going to promote Nerf too.
Good for you. And
Yeah.
you know what's really cool about that is I our my Heatfluence brand, outside being my coaching brand, has expanded so quickly and so fast because I was at the very top of my industry for so many years. I got burnout after 25 years, and I literally was able, LifeVantage was able to get me out of that burnout, right? Like I ran the Pro 5 and Pro 6, and I was like, yay, I'm selling my business and I'm out, right? And it's really funny. My friend Michael Fleiner just said, "Go Rough Riders." Did you see that? My friend Michael is from Canada. He's one of my new, just almost made Pro 4 in his third month in the business. Drove from Dallas. He lives in Dallas, Texas now. Drove from Dallas, Texas, 3.5 hours to Oklahoma City. Hear me speak at Life Academy. So he's from Canada, so that's why he saw your shirt and said, "Go Rough Riders." But the availability to people to, and just this year 5 times, Loralei, had companies approach me and say, "Hey, let's make your own supplements." Now, for people out there that don't understand what you just said no to and what I say no to, the ratio value goes up drastically. But the consistency of what I found in my years when I had my brick and mortar nutrition business, that people usually only use a product for about 3 to 4 months, right? And then they go try to find it cheaper. And then somebody else comes along with something else that's in competition. Well, the reason you and I say no is because we don't have any competition. We don't have, we know now that why would I want to just do something for the money when I know that there's something better that eventually has created that freedom that you and I have talked about. And so one more question. Talk about this because I want you to spend time with your family. I want to value that. Talk about what these choices and decisions you made, what they've done for your family, and how, I've seen, and if I remember right, I know you did barrel racing and all that type of stuff. So that's pretty freaking awesome. So tell kind of what that's done for you and your mindset going forward of your vision and your purpose of where God is taking you in your life and in your family's life and what you're looking forward to with what you have.
Well, if you ever been a person that sat there worried about financial reasons, bills to pay, worried about doing, being as a mom, being able to give everything that I can possibly give to my daughter. If you've ever worried about that, if you've ever had those stresses of, your daughter or your son or whichever needs medical help while being able to afford that, it's a worry. It's a worry of if your furnace quits in your house, those kind of things. My decision to hop on with LifeVantage has not only completely replaced all the different jobs I did, and I did a lot. I was hairdressing. I was doing farrier work. I was bus driving. Training outside horses just to make ends meet. It wasn't good for my relationship either, you guys, because when you are financially struggling, it's stressful, which leads to stress on your relationship, which leads to stress on your children. So now, in the stage I'm in with this company, Pro 8 tomorrow, by the way, which is really super exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But you guys, when I look at my future, I look at a beautiful home, a beautiful relationship, being able to give my daughter everything she needs in life. And my furnace, go ahead, quit on me. I don't care. I'll just put a new one in. You know what I mean?
It gives you choices, right? It gives you choices. It's like when Blue and I talk. He's like, Mike, just think of the choices I had to make when my daughters were both paralyzed. Like, that I didn't have, people say, well, how are you going to pay? He said, I'll just write you a check. and I think, as I see you as a young, how long have you been involved in Life Advantage? Why don't you tell everybody that?
November 1st of 2017 was my first day.
So
I bought my starter kit that day.
So what is that, 14 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 14 months. So Pro 8 in 14 months. Never doing network marketing. So Loralei, before you go, why don't you do this? Why don't you just tell us how people can connect with you, like on Facebook? Like they can connect with you on Facebook and Instagram. Why don't you just, and it's under your name, right? They all copy and paste your name over here in the thing. Because my friend Michael Fleiner just said he wants to connect with you. My friend who's from Canada, his family still lives in Canada. His uncle has 5 horses there in Florida. In Texas. And so, just tell us people how they can connect with you. And wow, how cool is this? I got to talk to you the night before you made Pro 8. How awesome is that? Like, thank you, Lord. Right?
Yes. The way to get a hold of me, I do not have Instagram.
Okay, just on Facebook.
I tried to figure that out and it doesn't work.
That's all right. You don't need it. Okay.
Facebook. That's the best way to get a hold of me is Facebook. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Well, I tell your husband, thank you so much and I get to see you in like a couple weeks. So that's going to be really get to see you walk across the stage at a different rank. I know that's exciting. Hey, let me just say this before you go. You motivate me. I have had the privilege of being around a lot of people and being in this business for a while. I lost a bunch of legs of distributors and was going towards 8 and 9 and then had these massive dropbacks. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm motivated by people like you. I get to connect with people like you. I get to build. Let me just say this. This is one of the things I like about Loralei. I think her and I could be friends even if there wasn't Life Advantage, right? We just are like-minded people. We think alike. We do things. And so thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for sharing your heart tonight. Tell your husband I said thank you for letting us steal you just for 15, 20 minutes. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate that
awesome.
also.
I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you guys all. So the next person I am going to bring on, guys, and you guys connect with Loralei on Facebook. Let me add Evan on here one quick second. I saw him earlier.
Hey.
Where are you, my brother?
You got to allow me to start video.
Okay, hold on a second.
You can't start your video because the host has stopped it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a little thing on there that stops everybody's. Let's see.
Start me up.
You started up.
All right.
Nice. Oh, you got the glasses on. Nice. I love it. I love it. I love the green backdrop and everything. So, guys, let me just introduce Evan real quick. Evan is just a great guy, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. My wife and I have had the privilege of building a relationship with him. I met Evan through one of my masterminds. And I'm excited because he's just a real guy. And I shared the products with him months ago. And I'm not going to steal his thunder. So Evan's in New York. You can see he's in his basement. I love it. That's his work environment. And I just want Evan to kind of share a story with you. Evan upgraded to a distributor from a customer after being on the product for several months. And I want him to kind of talk to you about that because it's all about building relationships, guys. As you guys seen, Loralei took off running with this business and in 14 months is creating a $20,000 a month residual income and lives out in Canada, out in the middle of nowhere. And one of the funny things that I saw her doing a couple weeks ago was shaking a bottle of Pro Tandem like this, and 4 horses came sprinting from the other side of her ranch to get their Pro Tandem. So imagine what we should be doing if we knew really what the significance of this was. So Evan, what I want you to just do is just tell a little bit about your journey. When you started taking the products, what's happened now, and how your metabolism is going crazy, and what results you got. So, brother, take it away. It's all you.
All right. What's up? Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be a part of this LifeVantage community now. And like Mike said, I started taking the product back in the beginning of July is when I first ordered. I met Mike at an event in San Diego. We spoke a little bit. He was telling me about the products. And then Dr. John gave a very, very passionate presentation about the products. And I was sitting front row right in front of him. So I think he was talking to me during that whole presentation, like NLP, like telling me, you will buy this, you will become a customer, you know. But anyway, so I started taking it and I started working out. I hired a personal trainer, really driven person, Stephanie Bishop. She won the world's toughest mudder and a bunch of other high-level races in the extreme obstacle space. So at the same time I was doing that, I started improving my diet. And sure enough, in 2 months, I lost 30 pounds. And I had energy and clarity of mind back that I hadn't had in a long time. And it moved my business forward. And then the whole second half of the year, I had revenue on average of about 15 to 20,000 a month in my business. The first half of the year, I was only averaging probably around 5,000 or 7,000 a month in revenue. So just the total package of improving my health, dropping 30 pounds, and just being health conscious in everything that I was doing, it played a part in me to be able to get to the next step in my business at the same time. Long story short, now I actually shut down that business for various reasons, rebranding into a few other areas, one of which I made the decision to put my story to use and become a distributor for LifeVantage. And I'm really excited about doing that. I want to learn from this community, from all of you awesome people. Loralei, I definitely want to link up with you and ask your advice in a few areas. And I'm happy to show you how to use Instagram. I own a digital marketing agency for a few years, most recently. If you want it, that's all. But I have a few different areas where I'm going with this now. I just, I built a personal brand website, evanpomerantz.com is live. I'm building a new brand out of that. I'm going to call it Modern Biohacker. That domain was available. I picked it up. I put it on a landing page. So that's live too, modernbiohacker.com. The third business I'm doing on the side, which will play into this because I can make a target prospect for myself, the chiropractor practice owner, has started another company called ChiroRank, which is search engine marketing and optimization for chiropractors and wellness centers nationwide. So I'm going to be slowly building that the right way, but I want to start sharing my story, start signing people up, and start getting a little bit more comfortable and like developing muscle memory in selling product and signing up distributors. And that's where I'm at.
Awesome. No, thank you for sharing, guys. And you know what's really cool, Evan? Why don't you tell me this story about just real quick, because you didn't mention it, about like you stopped working out and what you felt when your body was activating and working the way it was supposed to. Tell me what you said. I remember when you told me about that. Share that with the community a little bit about how your body just kept going and how you just felt good and you weren't gaining back weight and you were just
exactly. I had a lot more energy and momentum throughout the day. Even at night, I was finding myself, I usually used to just sit on the couch and watch TV, but I developed a momentum mindset and I was more into watching like webinars or reading books or listening to audio programs instead, but I still had the energy at 9, 10 o'clock to retain it and be able to be a good use of my time anyway, where months before that, you know, just I had to unclutter my brain just from years of just throwing stuff at me, trying to figure it out. But not only that, I had another setback in September when I broke my ankle and I had to stop working out. I didn't do any cardio exercise for months. And I dropped from 245 to 215 when I was working out. That was the 30-pound drop in 2 months. I still retained my weight. I kept the weight off over that time. Not only that, but I lost another 10 pounds by the end of the year. I was down to 205. I've since gained a little bit back this month, but I'm working out a lot more now, and I'm packing on the muscle. So yeah, it's sculpting into the right areas. So I should be doing more before and afters. I wasn't thinking about that.
Well, it's really funny that he brings that up because I asked him the other day. I said, "Hey, Evan, Evan took a break from Facebook for a little bit because and it's okay. It's not like he's never going to go back on Facebook because he knows the value and the way to build it and that type of stuff. But And because I was looking for him to like add him to a couple things and put him on a couple different things, I'm like, Evan, I need some before and after pictures. He's like, oh, like when? I'm like, so he'll definitely find some. I know there's some somewhere, probably on his Facebook somewhere from back in the day, but just watched him transform into this healthy, fit guy. And guys, that's what Evan, thanks for sharing, brother. I appreciate it so much. So, and what really it's really about is that, and I know Loralei is still on. So what I want to do is, and Loralei, I know you can hear us, but if there's somebody that has a question or a comment or anything that they want to ask, just unmute yourself. I'll do first come, first serve. Whoever wants to ask a question, maybe it's ask Evan something about something. He knows digital marketing like you wouldn't believe.
He's an amazing resource for that.
Yeah, that's Lisa echoing me over there. So it's great. And Evan's getting ready. And I'm going to talk to him about this on Monday about building out our site for our live event that's coming up in November. And so, anybody on have a comment or a question for either Evan or for Loralei? Anybody? Guys, there's 30 of you on. So Michael, I saw you just unmuted. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, Loralei. So Michael hounds me about stop selling the product and start bringing on distributors, and I'm really working hard on trying to follow the process. So how did you go from product focus to distributor focus, and what was your success criteria?
Loralei, hold on. Did you unmute yourself? Go ahead.
I think I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm not really sure I understand the question.
So he's saying, how did you go? How would you suggest somebody go from a person that was just really, really stoked about the product and had great results with the product, even though he was already healthy, had a couple things that needed fixed and it fixed it? How would you go from that to building a business and excelling like you have?
I mean, you gotta have the why you want to do it, and you gotta have the want. And for me personally, it was just because I really care about, I'm in the horse industry, obviously, and I really care about every single four-legged fur baby out there. And too many times I've seen way too many animals, dogs, cats suffer. And honestly, I can't really, it's hard for me to answer that question because the business just kind of came with it. It was more of my passion to help others. And then I just grew from there. And my goal has still always been just to help others, not so much my goal to make more money. Am I getting that across? Yeah.
No, that's good. So Loralei, how about this? So let's just say if you were somebody in the community, which I'm grateful that we have a lot of people on tonight, how would you approach somebody that's in the horse industry if you were them?
If I was them. So how would I approach them to let them know about the product?
Yes, or just anybody that's in the horse industry. So you have a friend that's in the horse industry, you have LifeVantage at in your disposal. How would you approach them to share the information with them?
So how I do it is based just on my personal experiences. If I see someone in it, that's into horses, or if I see they have a horse that they're having an issue with, I more or less approach them with hey, I just want to tell you, have you heard about this? And I want to share with you how it's helped me. And I really think that you could benefit and actually do well with it.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah.
And Loralei, do you find out that a lot of people, once you got them started on the products, that it's a lot easier for you to up to distributors and talk more about the opportunity?
Oh, absolutely. And for myself, for the most part, I find people, they get on the product. Like, I just find if you can just get them on the product, get them using the product, they're just going to love the results so much that if they're if they're the type of person that just feels they need to share this, they're going to contact you and say, how do I become a distributor? So my biggest thing is just get the product in their hands.
Me too. I agree. Anyway, hopefully that answered, guys. Anybody else? Or was that answered two questions? Say one or two more questions. Anybody have one or two more questions? Don't be shy, guys. Anybody else have a question? Maybe for Evan or for anybody else. Here comes a question. Go ahead, Q. Let me unmute you. Hold on a second. One for non. All right, go, Q.
Can you hear me?
I can. Talk in real loud. No, we can't hear you. Try to go out and come back in. Anybody else? I can't really hear you, Q. Anybody else? Question?
Tracy Shudo here. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Tracy.
I have MS. I've had drastic change in my health by being on this product. I was told 17 months ago by my neurologist that I was going into secondary progressive MS and I would be in a wheelchair at this time, and I'm not. I'm walking. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm walking 1,000 steps a day.
Good for you.
I also, Loralei, have a friend that has MS, and she's a horse trainer. And I showed her this, and she's not even remotely looking at it, and it's breaking my heart because I know it will help her horses, and I know it will help her.
So, Loralei, could you hear that? Maybe how would you, if you knew that story, how would you approach that person?
It's, in things like that, it's tough. And I know how, like, it breaks my heart too, and I end up in those situations. And all we can really do is just keep kind of throwing the information at them slightly, don't puke it on them. But I don't know if you're on Facebook, but one of the things that I try to do for someone like that, if they're on Facebook or whatever situation, I just try to get information in front of them all the time. And in all we can do is educate. It's their decision what they choose to do. I'm sure you've shared your personal stories with her with the MS, which congratulations, that's absolutely amazing. I'm so happy how it's helped you. But you just gotta get the information in front of her, and she's just gotta make that decision for herself, right?
Yeah, she's just gotta love her where she's at, right, Loralei?
Exactly.
Love her where she's at. All right, well, let's take one more question.
Thank you.
Take one more question. This is from Q. He just typed it in. Everybody, this is the third time somebody asked this, so I'm going to ask you this one last question. How were you approached about LifeVantage?
So, funny story. The person who approached me actually was the person who offered me this position with this other equine supplement. Yeah, so she actually approached me because I said to her that I wasn't going to use her product anymore because it just wasn't helping my horse where my horse needed to be. And she just said, well, hey, I have this NRF2 product that you should try. So that's, yeah. And I like I said, I liked how that product was working. So I trusted her, I guess is what I'm saying. I knew her personally, and I trusted her, and I knew she wasn't just gonna give me something that was, like wasn't blowing smoke up my butt, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But that's how I was approached. It was awesome. Because she knew I had a passion, and that's what it was, to help my horse. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. And Loralei, Michael asked, and I think if you guys go on Loralei's Facebook page, you'll see how they asked how you give your horse, and she just shakes her bottle of Pro Tandem. The horses come running, and she takes it and puts it in her hand like this, and they get right out of her hand. So, I mean, it's not real hard, right, Loralei? They just love it. They come running when you shake that bottle.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys smell the pillar. You open the bottle, it smells like a bunch of herbs. I mean, to them, it's like an alfalfa treat. They really do like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, I want to finish with just a piece that I want to share with you guys today is that you guys have been chosen. And one person asked, what does, okay. All right. It's cool. Let me just make sure I didn't get this last. Okay. There's an awesome horse video. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so I will let you guys connect with Loralei a little bit more on social media and stuff, because she has some great information, some great stuff on her Facebook page. And Loralei, I'm just honored and I just want to thank you one more time, just publicly. But guys, I want to teach you just something before we go that has really meant a lot to me, and it's really meant a lot to why Lisa and I have been able to why we've been able to enroll about now 10 distributors plus in the last 90 days. And that's because we have really honed on building relationships with many people. And I want to tell you how that works. Okay. Loralei put her Facebook over there for you guys to connect with her on Facebook. Guys, this is huge for your business, whether you're somebody who's rolling around like Loralei, which is what we did, and then had drop off. Guys, people are looking for opportunity. I think Lisa and I are going to put in a couple more people this month. I think we're building leader after leader. But what we want is we want people that really want this, that really want to be like guys, Loralei just said tomorrow's just going to be a Pro 8 in the company. Okay. And the person above her that's in Oklahoma City built all of this on social media. So if you're not building on social media, start to connect with more people. Let me just say one thing that you're going to have to do. You cannot, if you want to take this to Pro 9 and Pro 10 and beyond, you can't just have 300 or 400 friends on Facebook. It's just not going to work, guys. You have to constantly be adding and taking people off. I'm taking 500 and 600 people off this week. Tomorrow when I travel, when I fly. I'm actually flying out tomorrow night to go. What's that? Oh my God. Yeah, my wife almost forgot. I'm flying tomorrow out to Phoenix, Arizona to go to a Eric Thomas and Cole Hatter event. And I'm super excited because I'm going to take a lot of notes and stuff. And next week on the call, I'm going to share some stuff with you guys that I think will be very beneficial for you. Was there another question? Yeah, I will connect you guys with Evan about Instagram. And what I'll do is I'll have him on again. And look what look at what Ben just said. Congratulations on Pro 8 in about 14 months. Guys, that's unbelievable. Okay. So, and just think about it. A person was trying to sell her something else. Okay. So do me a favor. Constantly be focusing on follow-up. Use your Facebook Messenger for follow-up. We have people coming to us now. And I'm just going to tell you, it's really funny. Loralei just celebrated getting to Pro 8. I just celebrated 8 years in LifeVantage. And you know what? I feel like I'm back starting where she was because I have a renewed strength of wanting to take this to the next level. And I'm going to learn from people like her. I'm going to be around people like her. It's why this week I'll share one little cool piece with you guys. My wife and I, we had the privilege of being a part of a guy who's going to spend the next 31 days with us. Okay. Here, and we're getting an office outside of here, which a lot of people were asking me, what were you doing looking to go up today? We're getting an office outside of our home so we can have an office here, an office there. So if either one of us wants to go there or both of us wants to go there. But we met a guy named Jade Fulford, and Jade made his first million at 23. He was the producer for the Katie Couric show for 5 years. And then God told him he wanted him to go back to Louisiana and do his own thing. And he got kind of caught up in stuff, and he sold half of his businesses. Today when I was with him, somebody offered him $3 million for one of his businesses in Louisiana. But here's what he said, and this ties in with what Loralei and I were talking about. The guy wants him to do no work for 5 years if he buys back this company, because he has some systems in place that have allowed that business to scale so significantly that it didn't even know it was worth $3.2 million. Okay? So as you guys think about this, just believe that when you have systems in place and you're around the right type of people, Jade gave up all of his businesses to move here to start a church and in search of entrepreneurs that he could bless. And so you got to get around positive people. You don't just follow somebody because they have a title or a rank. You get around people that it's about you. It's about, for Lisa and I, LifeVantage is about seeing every single person on this recording tonight succeed. And we're not going to quit until it happens. You might quit, but we're not going to quit on you. And one of my friends, Matt Maddox, his son Caleb has made over $1 million before the age of 15. Okay, I thought when I told Jay that, he says, like, heck, it took me till 23. He was Katie Kirk's boss when he was 25 years old. Okay, and so the significance of that is guys, every single person on here matters. It doesn't matter how much you've struggled or how you've not been able to get people to be able to do what you want to do. It's about you overcoming your fears, building relationships. And here's my challenge, okay? Build as many relationships as you can. Come back on this next Thursday and tell me some exciting things that you've seen with your customers. Go back to your customers. Guys, people are upgrading from customers to distributors all the time, every single day. Why? Because people are investing in their customers. They're investing in educating them. My wife is doing it every single day. So if you go through a season of no's, it's okay, because there's peaks and valleys in business, guys. There's peaks and valleys in everything. Today, I struggled with issues with my neck for the last couple months, but I didn't focus on it. I allowed the things that was going good to ever believe and to allow me to continue to believe and know that I'm doing the right things. And then God just blesses you on top of blessing on top of blessing. So I'm honored that we get the opportunity to not only be a part of something big and special, we get to build relationships with absolutely amazing people. So I'm glad that you guys jumped on tonight, and that you got to hear from two amazing people. That I'll tell you this: I'm super excited about a lot of things. My friend Michael Fleiner's on here. My friend Daniel Leakey, who we just enrolled, who is from the UK, and from Julia's, my wife's best friend, who heard about this 8 years ago. Guys, we are creating a community of people that are going to influence thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I listened to a leadership call today about South Carolina. I'm super excited about that. The next two events, this event, and guys, I'm going to start posting the building depth calls on Tuesday night, so you guys can start hearing from Blue and Tyler and Marcel on Tuesday nights. There's 2 calls a month. I'm going to put those on. Some of it's kind of late, but maybe some of you can watch the replay. But I'm just grateful for, and I just want to say thanks again to Evan and Loralei. And guys, I hope this was encouraging to you tonight. Every time I do these calls, I get off of here and I say to my wife, wow, what another amazing call. And so I hope that this has been as beneficial for you guys as it has been for us. And guys, we just love you. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Guys, let's finish this month strong. Let's finish strong. You heard Loralei say it's going to be Pro 8 tomorrow. Who's going to rank advance even with just a week left in this month? Out doing presentations today, on the phone doing presentations. Guys, as well as running a business, okay? A massively growing business. Preparing for a live event. All you got to do is put your blinders on and focus. The best time of year to sign people up. Income tax are coming in February, end of January, February. February, if you don't have a big month, not exposing it. People are going to have money all of February. I know people right now that told me they've got 3 and 5 and 6. One person said, I've got 7 people that's going to join when they get their taxes. So, guys, let's take some action. I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks again to Evan and Loralei. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. And it's an honor and a privilege. Thank God every day for all of you that come on these calls. And I just look forward to it every single week. So thank you guys for being on. God bless y'all.